Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. For today's session, you'll need a wall or something that you can balance against for something that comes a little bit later on. Begin in a cross-legged position with your right over left. Bring your hands to rest on your knees or your thighs. Allow your eyes to close and take these first few moments to connect with your breath. Feel your butt bones rooted down into the mat. Feel your spine growing long away from the ground. Give yourself a few full big breaths in and out. Allow your spine to get a little bit longer. And then with your eyes closed, you can open your eyes, start to draw some circles with your rib cage. So you can use your hands against your knees for a little bit of leverage and just start to take some big circles. Starting to warm up and add a little movement into your lower spine and torso, and then start to take these circles in the opposite direction. Butt bones are plugged down into the mat. Nice loose circles. Bring your torso back to center. Reach your arms up overhead. Take a side bend. Bring your right arm down. Reach your left arm up and over. Now we're going to take a variation of this where you peel your heart open towards the sky and then exhale, rotate your chest down towards the ground. Take that 2 more times. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, revolve your chest. 1 last time like that. Inhale to open up through your heart space. And then exhale, revolve your chest back down. Bring yourself back to your upright sitting position and then switch to the other side. Left arm down, right arm up and over. And then same thing, pull your right thumb back, open through the chest. And exhale to round. Rotate your chest towards your left knee. 2 more times. Inhale, open up through the chest. And then exhale to round. Chest towards leg. 1 more time. Inhale to open up, right arm back, heart open. And then exhale to round. Bring yourself back up to center. Once again, reach your arms up overhead, nice and tall. And on your exhale, release yourself up and over your cross legs. And take a few moments here. Crawl your hands over to the right diagonal. And pause and breathe. Really try to feel your left butt bone plug down into the mat as you take this breath. And then switch. Crawl your fingertips over to the left diagonal. Feel your right butt bone plug down into the ground. Breathe into that space that you're creating. Bring your hands back to center. Roll yourself upright to sit. Unravel your legs. Bring your feet so they're flat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders so your fingers are pointing out to the side, and lift your hips up into a reverse tabletop. Option to drop your head if that feels available to you. Take 1 more big breath. Gently lower your hips and cross your opposite ankle on top. That'll be your left ankle. We take that all again. So start off with these big circles through the rib cage, and you can have your eyes opened or closed, and you can start to involve the head and the neck a little bit more here. But think of churning through the upper torso and really allowing a lot of fluid movement there. You take like 3 or 4 circles in one direction, and then go ahead and start to move that in the other direction. You may notice your hip bones kind of rocking from side to side. That's okay. Take a few more here. Make sure you're infusing breath with movement. Bring yourself back to center. Reach your arms up overhead and then tip yourself up and over to the right, big side body bend. On your inhale, open your chest to the ceiling. And on your exhale, rotate your chest back to your right knee. And we take that 2 more times. Inhale, open your chest towards the ceiling. And exhale, rotate your chest towards your knee. 1 last time. Inhale, open the heart to the ceiling. And then exhale, chest towards knee. Bring yourself back to center. Take your side bend the other way. Left arm down, right arm up and over. And then same thing. Open the chest to the ceiling. Pull the right arm back. Exhale, rotate the chest to the knee. 2 more times. Inhale, open the chest to the ceiling. And exhale, rotate the chest to the knee. Last one. Inhale, right arm back. Open the chest to the ceiling. And exhale, chest to knee. Bring yourself back up, reach your arms up overhead, and release yourself once again up and over your cross legs. Take a few moments of breath in this position. Crawl your hands over to the right. As you do that, keep your left butt bone plugged down to the mat. Breathe in. And exhale and switch. Crawl your fingertips over to the left. And now feel your right bone plugged actively down into the ground. Take a nice big breath in. Bring yourself back to center, roll up, unravel the legs, reverse tabletop, hands under the shoulders, push your hips up, option to drop your head. Take a few moments of breath here, and then slowly lower your hips and make your way to a tabletop, all fours tabletop position, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Now, instead of moving through a more traditional cat-cow, I want you to isolate through the pelvis. So as you arch your spine, instead of moving the upper back a whole lot, think of only moving through the pelvis, and the lower back is gonna find a little bit of movement as well. But it won't be as big as what we're used to with our traditional cat and cow. We're really just isolating through the hips, through the pelvis, and into the lower back. Take a few more sets of this, a few more rounds. Just being very articulate with movement. Flip your toes under, downward facing dog. And take a few moments of breath in this downward facing dog. If you'd like to pedal through your feet, energize your heels down towards the ground. You can find a little bit of movement with your pelvis here as well. And now step your right foot so it comes outside of your right hand. Lower your back knee just for a moment. Reach your left fingertips further out to the side and bring your right arm up to the ceiling. Think of rotating your heart space, similar to how we found. Now bring your right hand back down to the ground, flip your toes under, and then rotate yourself around so you're coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Keep going, bend into your back left knee and hold there. Breathe. And then we move between these two. So rotate yourself back to this wide lunge. It may be easier to keep your back knee lifted as you're moving between. That's completely up to you. Open up and then bring your body over towards your left knee, bend the left knee. And keep moving between these postures, just finding a nice bit of rotation, especially into the lower back, and some nice opening into the hips as well. And now take one more set. So find your lunge, take a moment, open up through the chest, and then bring yourself into your side lunge. Bend your left knee. Now hold it there. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. So you're adding more of a twist. Really actively press down into your right palm. Give it a few more moments of breath. Rotate your chest up towards the ceiling. And then release your left hand. Crawl yourself back to a low lunge to the front of your mat. Hands can be inside of your front right foot. Lower your back knee. Hamstring stretch, shift your hips back. And now this may feel like it's a little more hamstring targeted, and it is, but you're also finding a nice stretch into the lower back. Breathe into your belly, breathe into your back body, nice big breaths in. Come out of this, move back into a lunge, and then find three-legged dog. Flip your back toes, stretch your right leg up into the air, bend your right knee, open your hip. Place your right foot back down to the mat, and we set up the second side. So start off by stepping your left foot outside of your left hand. You can keep your back knee lifted or down to the ground. Bring your right arm a little more out to the right side and open your left arm up towards the ceiling. Actively push down into your bottom right hand. Breathe in and exhale. And now transition, bring your left hand down, spin your toes, and then bend into your right knee for a side lunge. Breathe in. And then slowly start to move between these two postures. So come into this nice wide lunge. You can feel a big rotation into the spine here. Can you peel your heart a little more open towards the ceiling and then shift back into your side lateral lunge. Deep bend into your right knee. Make sure your right knee is right over your ankle. Let's move it back. Right arm down, left arm up and open. And then switch, rotate yourself back so you're bending into your right knee. And let's take this one more time, moving back into your lunge, right arm down, left arm up and open. And then switch and hold over to your right side, bend into your right knee. Keep your left hand down and reach your right arm up and over. And this may feel a little bit intense, so if that's happening to you, maybe decrease the bend of your right knee, but try to maintain and add on to the rotation of your torso. Release, slowly crawl yourself back to the front of your mat so both of your hands are inside of your left foot. Lower your back knee and shift yourself back into a half split position. Hamstring opener. Breathe into your lower back. Breathe into the length that you can create into your hamstring. Slowly travel forward. Three-legged dog, flip your back toes, stretch your left leg up into the air. Bend your knee, open your hip. Just allow this time here. And then replace your left foot back down to your mat, downward facing dog. Take a few moments of breath. Bring your gaze up towards your thumbs and walk your feet forward. So you're coming into a ragdoll forward fold. Bend your knees and grab your elbows. Drop your head. So when you grab your elbows, you allow a little additional weight. You're really finding some nice traction into the spine here. Think of each vertebrae separating from the next. Breathe in. Exhale. And if you've still got the arms, let them go. Bend your knees a little deeper and slowly roll yourself up to stand. Think of stacking through the vertebrae, stacking through the spine. Shoulders, chin, and gaze are last. Take a moment to find your wall. Bring yourself over to your wall and start to take some leg swings. So I'm starting with my right hand on the wall and I'm swinging my left leg. You could start with that leg, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna be doing both sides. Now these leg swings don't have to look like anything. They don't have to be particularly pretty. They can have a little bit of momentum with them if that feels good. You can arch through your back if that feels good. Just allow your leg to swing like a pendulum. Think of like having almost a little bit of weight on your ankle. Now we're gonna switch this up face in towards your wall and start to swing your leg across your body and out to the side. So this is also gonna be a really nice way to lubricate and open up into your hip joint. Take a few more swings and then we'll switch to the other side. Bring your one foot down and then switch. Start to find our front and back swings. I like hand on hip for a little stability. You can find that. Maybe you want something else. Again, it doesn't have to look like anything fancy here. You're just finding some nice swinging motions. This is a great way to release the lower back and the hips. Take it a few more times here. And then rotate yourself back into face towards your wall, both hands on the wall. And then take your leg across your body and out to the side. And you're gonna kind of be moving between a turned out and turned in position depending on where your leg is. But this is a really excellent way to lubricate through the hips and to find some release through the lower spine as well. And then let that go. Come back to the top of your mat. We're gonna come all the way down onto your back. Bend your knees, bring your feet so they're flat. Figure 4 stretch. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. And then if you feel like you want a deeper stretch, lift your left foot up off the ground and try to pull the shape towards your body. It's a nice glute opener for the right side and also a really nice way to release into the lower back. Sometimes I like to find some easy, gentle movements from side to side. You can experiment with that. Really allow your shoulders to just open up and release into the ground. And now we're gonna move this into a twist. So try to keep your legs in this exact same position as you let your legs fall over towards the left. So I always kind of have to hang on to my right ankle, and you can find that variation where you're kind of hanging on to it. And this is just one variation of a twist. And if this doesn't feel great in your body, then feel free to find a variation that does feel better. This is also going to be a bit of outer hip opening along with lower spine. Allow big breaths to fill up through your belly. And then slowly release yourself back and we'll swap to the other side. So now cross your right ankle over your left knee and then bring your bottom foot up off the ground. You can thread your hands underneath your bottom thigh as you pull this shape closer towards your body. Flex your left foot a lot. Feel your shoulders pulling down to the ground. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. And find those breaths again. Nice big breath in. Big full breath out. Now we transition into a twist. So try to keep your legs exactly as they are, and then let your feet and your legs fall over to the right. So this can be a little more intense for your outer left glute, or you can just find another variation of a twist that feels good in your lower back. Take big, full belly breaths. And then slowly, slowly start to make your way back to center. Pull both of your knees into your chest. Grab hold of your fingers, your wrists, or your forearms. Bring yourself into a tiny little ball. You can pull your head up to your knees as well if that feels comfortable. Maybe take some little shifts from side to side, a little massage through your lower back. And then extend your legs long and heavy in front of you. You can bring your arms to your side, or you could bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. And just take these final moments to come back into your breath and come back into your body. Notice any shifts you may feel and allow the practice to absorb. Thank you for joining us today. And that's your flow.